Oh my god. All right. Mm, 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 mm. Let me make this look better. All right. What is good, guys? What is good? What is good? What is good? Just here doing a little late night stream. Just talking about the game. But for today's stream, we're gonna talk about some topics. Some topics. I'm sure you can see it by the what's it called? The title of the video. Not video, the stream, I should say. We're gonna talk about a couple of things. We're gonna talk about a couple of things. Let me just make this smaller, cause boom. Okay. Just want to make sure it looks good. Okay. All right. Let's keep it at that for right now. All right. All right, guys. What is up? 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 All right. Just doing a little late night stream. Talking about some footy, bro. Paul, what's good, bruv? I think we would have La Copa del Rey world have been successful, but then again, it's not a failure with the squad and limitations. We did a good job. Yeah, I would agree with that. We're gonna get into that as well. We're gonna get into for today's stream's topic. CMB share the life. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Did you see Messi bought a club? Messi bought a club? Wait, Messi bought a club? I did not know that. Let me put that as well. And put Messi bought a club. What club did Messi buy? As of April 16, Lionel Messi has purchased Spanish 5th Division club UI Coronella, located near Barcelona. The club is known for its strong academy and development, having produced players like Jordi Alba and David Raya. Ooh-hoo-hoo. Oh my god. Oh my god. Damn. Are Barcelona about to get some fire potential players coming up? Lionel Messi investing heavily? Ooh, it's a good investment, I feel like. Yeah, we'll see if it pays off for Lionel. I mean, I'm sure when you think about, buying a club, you just like, wow, that must be a lot of money. But then you realize Lionel Messi is fucking loaded, bro. So loaded. Thank you for the follow, Diego. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. But what do you think? Oh, fuck. We're going to get into it, Paul. We're going to get into all. So, in this stream, I want to talk about two topics. One topic being Barcelona and their season. Is it a failure? I'm going to make a video as well for the YouTube as well, but we're going to talk about it here as well. And I want to talk about the crisis of Real Madrid. The crisis of Real Madrid. What's been going on with Real Madrid this season? Because there's a lot of things being said. I'm seeing some fans overreact. I'm seeing some fans fairly react. Some fans not really caring much, but we'll talk about it all, man. The Champions League didn't hurt as much as last one when Rafinha got injured. It was like, yeah, it's GG's. Facts. This one, like last season's loss to Inter, like had me like down, bro. It had me so down because, after 8 years making the semifinals, we were looking one of the best teams in the world. So that had me like so sad, pissed off too, but mainly sad. This one got me more pissed off just because same mistakes causing us to lose these ties against teams we should always be beating. That's what really upset me. I don't think our season was a failure. We just need two players, like a striker and a center back. Last season was worse than a breakup. Honestly, facts. The reason I want to talk about that as well, because this is probably a topic to talk about towards the end of the season, but we're basically at the end, man. We're only fighting for the league at this point. The only main event looking up to now till the end of the season is the next Clásico on May 10th, which is all right. That's going to be a big deal, but at the same time, it's pretty much wraps up for the league. I mean, for the season in general. Barcelona just fighting for the league at this point. The Champions League is done. Copa del Rey is done. We got nothing else to look forward to besides lifting that league trophy at the end. Unless we have a massive capitulation and we fumble it, right? I told my boys that Madrid and Barca wouldn't win UCL till they got that defense on locks. Fair enough. Bro, do you think Mbappe transfer was not needed? Nah, definitely not needed for Madrid. Like, realistically, like, looking at their team and how they were looking at, they needed either a right winger or a striker. That's what they needed. Mbappe was never a striker, bro. Everyone and their mother knew that Mbappe was a left winger. Come on. Even at PSG, like, yes, he played as striker at times because Neymar was on the left and Messi there, blah, blah, blah. No, but Mbappe was never realistically a striker. Even for France, where does he play? He plays on the left-hand side. He doesn't play as a striker. Barca have harder couple games in La Liga de Madrid. That is true. Barca have still a difficult run of games to go, but for the most part, we should get it done. He was good transfer, in my opinion. It's Vinny holding them back. Ooh. We can't have a 40-year-old as our striker, 100%. Mbappe will be like Ronaldo. He will start winning a UCL. Camavinga was Camavinga. I remember Camavinga. He got a lot of hype early. Camavinga's a baller, but I don't know what's been going on with him lately. It's the funniest thing seeing someone speak of something they know nothing of. Okay, now he's a perfect signing. Every great player in any sport always know how to play with greats. Yeah, but you also want to look at the what's best for the team. Like these last two seasons, every Madrid fan has also been saying Mbappe and Vini don't work together. They can look up great at some points, but then when you want to see them consistently playing great with each other, it's not happening all the time. Even Madrid fans have been upset about this. It doesn't work. One of them has to go. That's been the main talk with Madrid fans. One of them has to go. No, I don't think we need a right back, possibly left back, left winger, center back, and a striker. We won't be able to win until 2 seasons from now. The champion, okay, yeah, fair enough. But you're not telling me you aren't signing him on a free. No, I mean, at Barca, we would take him, right? I would have taken Mbappe at Barca because we needed a left winger. He wouldn't play as a striker, though. Madrid just needs a deep line midfielder. Then they will play better. Man, Tchouameni's finished. I want Osimhen on Barca or Julian, but we don't have the money for him. Yeah, we don't got shit, bro. Our investment is gone. Vinny gotta go. Vinny is leaving. Sure. Mbappe versus Bayern looks like a beast each play. He was on the left wing. Yeah, Mbappe was better than Vinny on the actual day against Bayern. Vinny really didn't do much, but had to get locked up by Upamecano. Move Camavinga to a left back. And Madrid just need a deep line midfielder. Then they play better. Who can they get, though? Rodri in the summer. Has been the main link. Real Madrid should have signed a midfielder and Mbappe. Arsenal taking the Champions League. I see them potentially getting to the final if they don't fumble it mentally against Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid going to definitely give them problems. It's going to be annoying to play against, but nah, I don't see them taking it, though. I don't see them taking it. Camavinga is gone. Vini is gone. Carvajal is gone. Militao, 1 more year. Nah, I think Militao's still good enough to play. It's just that he gets injured a lot. Valverde was great at mid until they moved him into a fucking left back. If you had to sell Pedri or Yamal, who would you sell? Motherfucker, why would you even ask that question, bro? Why would you even ask that question? But between the two, then obviously, oh my God. Pedri I'd sell Pedri over Yamal for sure. Imagine Real Madrid come back and win La Liga. Shit. You ain't winning no La Liga. Come on, bro. La Liga's done. My hot take is Arsenal and Atletico will have more goals than Bayern PSG. Potentially. I can see one game. I don't know, bro. I feel like I know where you're coming from because PSG and Bayern is going to be such a tactical battle. It's going to be such a, it's going to be a great game, right? Where it might come down to getting one goal to win off that game, right? I can understand that. But I guess I see where you're coming from there. Sadly, Real Madrid aren't semifinal merchants anymore. Yamal's so overrated. Come on, bro. Pedri sold 1,000%. It's a good question. Rafinha is the best player on the team when it comes to real goal scoring. Yeah, he's the clutchest player. What do you think about Ansu instead of Rashford when Rafinha needs a break? Bro, Ansu, I forgot Ansu even existed, bro. I've not heard the word Ansu Fati in so long. But the good thing is that we might need be able to have another dynasty after that. This team is young. That is true. Oh my God, it's going too fast. Arsenal versus Atletico Madrid might be just as boring as well. I can't lie. Facts. Why does every Barcelona fan have greasy hair? Bro, my shit flowing. What you mean? That PSG Bayern game is gonna be crazy, man. 100%. Yamal is a good player. He's not Messi though. Of course not. No one will be Messi. Ansu Fati next Messi. Yamal is just the youngest player ever. Yamal against El Mundo. Been a few months. Has Yanal? Carlos, your team got knocked out yesterday. Like, wait. Said this one out. Your team is going trophyless. If the Belly performance against Bayern and scores and wins the World Cup, Ballon d'Or again is potential. Facts. 100%. 100%. This is definitely a World Cup year, though, for Ballon d'Or. So, whoever wins the Ballon d'Or, whoever wins the World Cup is going to be the main contender and the best player, obviously. Keep in mind, Barca signed the Rashford over Luis Diaz. I don't think we could even afford a Luis Diaz, honestly. Arsenal got the Tottenham TNA. Yamal is going to be like Vinny if he doesn't stop talking and actually win other than La Ligas. I mean, he's only 18, bro. He still has plenty of years, but for Yamal to win something, everyone knows Yamal's greatness, but now can Barcelona match up and bring in the personnel that can match his greatness as well? France got the World Cup. That wouldn't be a hot take at all. Ever since Mbappe joined, we went trophyless. He's too big of an ego. Yamal is the next big thing. Luis Diaz for Baloo. Brian, you're drunk as hell. Yamal me la pela, yo. By the age of 25, if Yamal does not win a UCL or Ballon d'Or, he will leave Barcelona. I wouldn't be surprised about it. We should sell Pedri now, buy a good striker and defender. We have players for that position. The young Omo guy. Nah, Paul, you can't say that, bro. Pedri's our best midfielder, bro. Hell no. I'd rather have Frankie every single day of the week before Pedri. Definitely not Pedri. Did you see Ekatike got hurt? Yeah, I saw that yesterday. Achilles injury. It's so sad, man. He was having such a great season, too. Liverpool weren't, but he was. Not that plete del Madrid. Yamal worthy of the 10 so far, honest opinion. Yeah, definitely. He's been our best player so far this season. If he had gotten that number 10 and played like shit every single game, then obviously it was too big for him, like it was for Ansu Fati. I give him 3 to 4 years until we get sassy like all these other young players. Barca fans are delusional. All Yamal does is clip farm. Brian, you are a Liverpool fan, bro. Who are you flexing this year? Name me one good player from your team. Florian Wirtz? Spent 100 mil for what? Mohamed Salah? He's leaving you. You give him a contract extension, give him big bucks, and now he's leaving you. Trophyless. Arnie Slot? What are you talking about? Don't talk about Yamal, bro. He's better than your whole team. Flick needs to start using those roids like he used. Bro. Oh, my God. Yeah, but we're going to get rich with Pedri. He is young. We can ask for 200. I can understand that, but definitely not, bro. Definitely not. Bro, when I saw Bayern, there was this one counterattack Madrid did against Bayern, and holy shit, the recovery from Bayern, bro. Every time, everyone's sprinting back, man. That's been one of the main problems this season from Barcelona. We saw it against PSG. We saw it against even fucking Chelsea, bro. The physicality difference is night and day, bro. We can have all the technical ability from our players all we want, but the physicality is so evident how we're off it, bro. We get bitched. Off the ball. We can barely make runs back. We can barely catch up. What striker should they go for? You finally learn how to wipe Florian squirts. Yeah, Bayern is nuts. Yamal keeps playing like how he is and does good in the World Cup. Do you see him winning the Ballon d'Or? Yeah, I think this is a Ballon d'Or. This Ballon d'Or is going to be going to the World Cup, to the World Cup winner, who is the best player for the World Cup. If you have a striker that wants to play midfield, you know you have a gem. Barcelona. Madrid won. I don't. How are you laughing at? Did Madrid win? I'm confused here. There's going to be that's going to be us. Trust. Give it us 2 seasons. We should have never bought Mbappe. Ooh, should Real Madrid sell Vinny or Mbappe? That is the main question, isn't it? Olise or Yamal? I'm a hater. I'm a D1 hater. Olise or Yamal? They're both ballers, bro. Why have to choose one? But I have to choose one, Yamal, obviously. If I had to choose one, Yamal. Let's be honest about Olise's performance yesterday. Was it yesterday? Am I drunk now? No, it was 2 days ago. Why am I keep saying yesterday? 2 days ago. Wait, it was yesterday. Why the fuck did it says April? What the fuck? I'm drunk as fuck. It was yesterday. Let's talk about Olise's performance. Do you guys think Olise had an incredible performance, or he was great? Because comparing it to the first leg he was going crazy. Sending Alvaro. Oh, this is the first leg. That's why. He was sending Alvaro Carres to a different planet. But why is this shit not updated? Okay, there we go. But this second leg, I feel like he did pretty well. But I don't know. He didn't move me like he moved me in the first game. Yamal Olise is a baller though. Olise could win the Ballon d'Or. Oof. Yeah, he could. Even for fancy cooks. Yeah, we need fit players, and it's sad because we're one of the youngest teams. Gavi is a benchmark in terms of physicality in defense. That was our first leg, though. Yeah. Serious question: Lucho or Olise? Olise every day. Still crying. Yeah, because Mendy locked him up. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you? I mean, that just tells you the difference between a player like Yamal and Olise. It's not to talk shit. It's just a matter of, they're different kind of wingers. Yamal is a take-on winger who consistently wants to take on his player, his man, especially if left on a one-on-one situation. While Olise is more calm. You could say more mature because obviously he's older than Yamal by a couple years. How old is Olise? Like 24? Yeah, he's 24. He's way older than Yamal. He's 6 years older than him or 5 years older than him. So he has that more maturity to, make the smarter decisions, while Yamal is very frantic. He wants to keep going, while Olise, he plays it smart. If he knows Mendy's going to get the better of him, then he's, but when you look about who's more entertaining and stuff, you could definitely say Yamal is more entertaining than Olise. It's not to say he's better, but Lucho Papi clears Olise. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yamal never played Mendy. I'm sure he has. I think he played him. When was it? When was it? I think it was when we played them. It was a Clásico, obviously, but it was when Xavi was still. What the fuck? It was when Xavi was still managing. I think it was at the Bernabeu. Was it 3-2? I think it was this one right here. I might be mistaken. No, it's not this one. What was the one? This was the Bernabeu one. Was it Xavi? Yeah, this was one. I might be wrong then. Yamal did he definitely had to play against Mendy once. Because Yamal said himself, like, Mendy was the toughest defender he's gone up against, so I'm sure he's definitely played him. Xavi Esparza is average in terms of speed. He's still young. He got time to develop. Make sure your chat nice about my players. We done you frauds a favor. Why are you calling us frauds, bro? What's going on here? What's going on here? Well, thank you, though. Thank you for beating Real Madrid. I think we're going to have to stink it out with the striker position next season. We need a center back, Senesi or Bastoni. We need a new right back because that's our weakest position, and it leaves Lamine. Let's face it, we have slow defenders. Maybe Araujo, that's it. I don't know how fast Hector Ford is or Xavi Esparza, but they all slow. That is facts, though. Make sure we don't. The fuck, y'all giving 2 cheap goals away, lol. That is true. They played versus Mendy in the Super Cup final, no? Yeah, they definitely played against each other. Yamal never played against Mendy. I think he said Mendes, not Mendy. Did he say Mendes? They definitely have played against each other, bro. How long has what's his name? How long is this guy Ferdinand Mendy played? Did not fuck with? Then was that quote fake? I mean, here Yamal came as a super sub, so he's definitely played against Mendy. Yeah, he has played against Mendy once. Yamal came as a super sub, quote unquote, a sub in the Supercopa final. Yeah, you were right. You were right, Zer. Yeah, 5-2 final. Well, Yamal has gone up against Mendy before, not throughout a whole 90, but I guess that encounter that he had against Mendy at that point, he's coming in the 61st minute, then he felt the wrath of Ferdinand Mendy. Yo, Mendy versus Yamal in the 4-0 game at the Bernabeu. Mendy played left back at the 4-0? Shit, man, my head is gone. Mendy. Ooh, you're right. You're right. You are right. You are indeed right. Oh, so they have played each other a couple times now. Check 5-2. I'm pretty sure 90th minute 5-2. I'm pretty sure Camavinga played or 90. Oh, yeah, we were talking about later in the game. Then yeah, possibly. Oh no, Ferland Mendy played that game too. Oh my days, are ball. Okay, they've whoever said they never played against each other, you're wrong. Damn, prove me wrong. Who's taking it champions? Bayern. Yeah, you rather have 0 trophies than 1 trophy. PSG or Bayern. Barca defenders won't develop under Flick's shitty defensive tactics. Even 4-0, see? Yeah, definitely. Last year, Supercopa final. Damn, PSG or Bayern? PSG or Bayern? Oh, my God. There's in the chat right now, so I don't want to talk shit, I don't want to talk shit, but I'm still going with PSG. I'd rather have a trophyless season than win La Liga every year. How do I ban him? Let me ban this guy real quick. What kind of statement is that, bro? What kind of statement is that, bro? I would understand like a new gen, like a 12-year-old Madrid fan saying that, because all they've ever known was winning Champions League, right? So that's their main priority in their head, in their mind, like Champions League, right? They don't really care about the league and understand the difficulties of winning the league. Like my boy Lionel Messi said, hey, winning the league is not easy. However you fucking say it's che boludo. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Madrid fan, but block bro for that dumb thing. What's with the Araujo obsession? What do you think of Araujo and Bastoni as our center back duo? I'm eating some grapes right now. Listen, if we don't cash in on Araujo and he's still going to continue at Barcelona, at some point he has to prove himself. I hope he does. Especially with the system we play, everyone's talking about we need a pacey, quick defender. Now he could be that guy, right? But I don't know, bro. This guy is still not proving me anything since he's come back from his little trip to wherever, I forgot where he went. I don't like Real, but kick him for saying that. Yo, bro, can you check the vid? I tag on your TikTok. Barca needs to fix that problem. All right, but I'll check it out. Let's get into the topics of the actual stream and the title of everything. So Real Madrid are currently in the crisis. I think we can all agree with that, even Madrid fans. And here, I'm not here to talk shit. I'm here to talk about facts, right? We're here to talk about factos. We're not here to talk shit, all right? Yes, I'm a Madrid hater because I'm a Barca fan, but I'm not here to talk shit, all right? He's not going to check it out. I'm sorry, bud. This guy Prodigy. Yo, check out Prodigy and his music, bro. He been making some fire music. My boy Prodigy. Listen. Real Madrid are currently going through a crisis. Going back-to-back trophyless seasons. Oh, the UEFA Super Cup. Come on. No one cares about that. When you talk about the major trophies, La Liga, the Champions League, the Copa del Rey, when it comes to, obviously, for a Madrid team, it's a bad scenario right now for Real Madrid. The biggest question mark for Real Madrid going into next season is because, for the most part, I think when you look at the squad that Madrid have, they have a pretty good foundation of players, right? It's not like they have shit players all around. It's not like they don't have young development players that can become better in the future. Like Dean Housen, I know he's been having a lot of criticism throughout this season because he hasn't been as stellar as everyone has wanted him to be, but he's done pretty well at times, and we see the potential in Dean Housen. There's no way we don't see. When he was first starting off with Xabi Alonso and everything was going perfect, he was doing pretty well. So Dean Housen, I wouldn't discard. He's only 21, so he has time to develop. Alvaro Carreras, I think he's a good player. I think he's a good left back. He's been one of my players that I've seen. I'm like, all right, I like this guy from Madrid's end. Frank he has to go. If Real go trophyless for next season, either Florentino retires or Mbappe gets sold. Man, I don't know. Mbappe getting sold is such like It's like I don't see that happening ever when Florentino has wanted him for so long, bro. And Florentino, I don't know when is his contract expire? When is his presidency expire? Like what? I think it was 2028 if I'm not mistaken. No, he just won another election, didn't he? I don't even know. But Florentino, I don't know how long he's gonna stay there before. But I don't know. I find it very difficult for Mbappe to get sold. And realistically looking at it, what team would actually go for Mbappe? What team would actually go and sign Mbappe? I don't know. Hot take: it's not Arbeloa's fault. It's the players. Oh my bloody days! Carlos Gallego, you might be a genius. You might be a genius because I don't know when two managers say have similar problems of as to what's the problems for Real Madrid this season. A lot of the blame has to go on the players, right? Because Arbeloa, how much of the blame can Arbeloa really take, considering the expectations weren't high with him? He's never coached at this kind of level. Yes, he's played at a high level. Yes, that's all great and all. He's been successful with Real Madrid, but he's never coached at this high level, right? Especially with all the egos, right? That's why Arbeloa in his press conferences is like a nice guy, right? He says, "It's all my fault. It's all my fault. The players are great, and Benny's the best player in the world." Blah blah blah. He plays that nice guy, so he can obviously be in favor with the players. He doesn't want to be like have beef with them or anything, right? Example, Vinny a majority of the time played like he didn't give a fuck. Dictator Mbappe did not like that. Yeah, too many egos. But you know what I'm saying. So the biggest problem for Madrid right now, the biggest number one problem, is who the hell is going to manage this team next season. Like genuinely speaking, who the hell is going to manage this team this season? Arbeloa is clearly not staying. There's just no way. Those grades busting? Yeah, they're busting in my mouth every time I take a bite. Oh my god. But Arbeloa is 100% not staying. Marksy, Klopp. There's just no way, bro. There's no way Klopp comes. The only way I can see Klopp somehow going to Madrid. And actually, I can't see a way for. I can't see a way for Klopp going to Madrid because Klopp retired because he wanted to take a break from football, get his mind straight. He's doing his other extracurricular things. He's doing his thing now. Him coming back in such a stressful environment with all these egos, with all these problems. Come on, bro. Like, is he really going to do it to himself? Is he really going to do that to himself in a mental factor? I say we need a captain like Sergio Ramos again, someone to manage those players on the field for real. That's another thing too. Real Madrid have absolutely no leaders in this team. Yes, the people that win the armband like Vinny, like Valverde, yes, they wear the armband, but that doesn't mean they're leaders. That does not mean they're leaders. Rudiger, he's all over the place. Carvajal, you could probably say is the only leader, but come on, he's aging. I'd be surprised if he stays by the end of the season. I don't know. I think this guy definitely has to move on at this point. Like, just because you wear the armband doesn't really mean you're a leader. I think Vinny, for the most part, wears that armband is because he's obviously been there the longest. He's been one of the key players for the longest, right? But it's not because he's a leader. When you really look, get that baddie, but it's not the way you thought it was. That's Mbappe. Well, like, I understand a lot of the criticism has gone to Mbappe because he's joined them and has gone to shit. But when you look at his numbers and everything, these are good numbers. I can't lie. These are really good numbers, right? Yes, like again, a lot of goals scored, but it's not always. It doesn't always lead to success, right? But Mbappe, you can definitely say this season has been better than Vinny. You can even say it for last season as well. Mbappe is a very few moves away from being a great. Madrid is a few moves away from being a great team, though. Yeah, Madrid have the foundation. They have the foundation. They have a good team. They have good players. They have promising players. Nico Paz is gonna come to them in the fucking summer, bro. That's insane, bro. Nico Paz, how well he's doing in Como, how well he's doing in general, even for Argentina, stepping up as well. Like, Nico Paz is going to be another great addition for Real Madrid. But the main question is, who is going to coach this team? I'm seeing links of Deschamps. I'm seeing links of Pochettino. But Deschamps, had Deschamps coached at a club level? I'm actually not sure at all. Deschamps coached at a club level? I've only ever known for him coaching. He coached Marseille, he coached Juventus, and he coached Monaco. 2001, 2005 Monaco, 2006, 2007 Juventus for one season, and 2009, 2012 Marseille. Okay. And then he's been at France since 2012. That's insane. He's been there for so long. Pochettino's overrated. Yeah, Pochettino. Mbappe needs to turn on the World Cup mode for real. For Real. The difference World Cup mode. He's a lot of great players around him that the manager like Deschamps can just pick and be like, all right, these are the best players. Link up now. Deschamps, I can maybe understand. He's a proven winner. He's obviously, the type of guy that would take no nonsense from anyone. He's shown with France how much of a great manager he can be, even though at times he's filled with France as well too. It's not to say that he's perfect, right? But I don't know, at club level, like coaching, like him being at the France national team for as long as he has now, for over a decade, and going from that going to a club level, that's a completely different game, bro. It's a completely different thing. Like national team level, you're going once every couple months, linking up with the team, picking the best players, blah blah blah. And considering also France have a super team as well, he has a lot of options to pick from. Going into a club level where you have to get it right immediately, week in week out, get it right, with multiple games and multiple competitions. So is Deschamps ready for that? I don't know. I don't know if he is. With Pochettino, I mean, this guy's already shown with PSG that he can't handle egos. He had Messi, he had Neymar, he had Mbappe. He already had egos, big egos, egos that are far bigger than you can say than the players that are currently at Real Madrid right now. The only comparison is Mbappe. So can they really get him? Is Pochettino really going to turn this team around? No way. He failed at PSG. He failed at Chelsea. Let's not even talk about Tottenham. I mean, Tottenham he did amazing, but obviously he couldn't get over the line with Tottenham. So him coming to Madrid. The other link I saw was Emery. Mbappe on the left, Valverde on the right, Camavinga on the left back with Carreras. They just need to buy defenders and another right back. Yeah, they need to revamp their defense. They need to revamp their defense. They need to get right backs for sure. At least one more right back. Trent, yes, he's there, but he's obviously not the most perfect right back. Just like looking at it's genuinely crazy to me because looking at the beginning of the season when Xabi Alonso first joined. And his ideas of bringing, when we look back at the Club World Cup and everything that was going on during that Club World Cup, where you saw the idea that Xabi Alonso wanted to bring in with his Madrid side, where it looked kind of like revolutionary. This is something good that's going to be crazy for Madrid, right? The other crazy thing is Mbappe wasn't playing these games where they were actually winning. So, I genuinely thought, I'm not gonna lie, I genuinely thought that under Xabi Alonso, Real Madrid were going to absolutely cook. But then obviously that didn't turn out to be the case. So it's pretty crazy, right? Trent, yeah, but I think they need a right back. They need center backs because Militao gets injured every other month. I think Militao is a great defender, but he gets injured every other month. We need Luis Enrique. Luis Enrique hates Real Madrid. Yeah, Luis Enrique would never go to Madrid. I don't know. He's joked about it in the past, but he said, no, I'm not going to Madrid. I understand he was a Madrid player at one point, but no, it's not happening. What was I saying? So, the other links that I saw was Emery to Madrid, Aston Villa's manager. Listen, I mean, Emery's had a good career, but obviously, as a coach, Emery has had a good career. No one can deny that. But obviously, when you look, okay, let me spell his name. But can is Emery really that kind of guy that can coach Unai Emery? Is he really the guy that can coach a top team and get them over the line playing at a top level, right? Of all the teams he's coached, the biggest team he's coached has been PSG in terms of squad and the team, the expectations. Yeah, I mean Arsenal too, but Arsenal at that point we're still down badness. So, and he failed at both teams. He's failed at PSG, he failed at Arsenal. But when he does it for smaller clubs like Sevilla, winning Europa Leagues, with Villarreal as well, even Aston Villa, getting them as far as he has this season as well. What are Aston Villa? They're in the top 4 right now, are they? Or the top 5 at least? They're up there. They're fighting for a top 4 spot right now. Okay, then look, they're in the top 4. So he's doing an exceptional job for smaller teams. But can he do that for the big teams? I don't see that happening. Happy birthday, bro. It's not my birthday. It's not my birthday. So Unai Emery, I don't see that working either, bro. I don't see that working either. Can Unai Emery, because the biggest problem with this Madrid side, like you guys said, is the egos, right? If Nico Paz comes to Madrid, where is Belly going to play, and what about Guler? That's an interesting question. I think Bellingham would have to drop back to becoming an 8 again, take on that role that he once was at Borussia Dortmund, playing that more midfielder role, well-rounded midfielder role, having to take the spotlight away from him from being that once goal scorer that he was at the beginning at his first season, right? And become more of a, number 8 role, being more of a supporting role rather than being the number 1 guy, the main star for the team. I mean, that's just how I see it. If you have the likes of talents like Nico Paz and Arda Güler, they have to play in their natural position. You can't play them out of position to play one guy who wants to be the star guy just because he had one great season doing it, right? So, he has to go back to being his number 8 role. But Nico Paz or Arda Güler, that's another question, right? Because both are very talented. I think Arda Güler has shown it more at a top level, like for Madrid, rather than Nico Paz. Obviously, Nico Paz has, he's got his moments for Madrid, but not as much as Arda Güler. Arda Güler has won the Champions League too, right? So Arda Güler, for the most part, has already shown it at a top level. So in the pecking order, it should be Arda Güler over Nico Paz. Now, when they actually start playing, we'll see who will deserve to start getting that starter role, who deserves to be over who. But that's a whole other thing right there for Madrid to worry about. But really talking about Madrid, man, this season can definitely be classified as a failure because, yet again, they're going trophyless, and they're doing far worse than last season as well. Because when you compare it to last season in the league, at least they finished 4 points behind us. Currently, they're 9 points behind us, which is terrible, obviously terrible. At this point of the season, you should not be 9 points behind your rival, the guy on top, the people on top of you, because that just means you're basically done for it. It means it's all in Barcelona's hands now. So Belly would go, will be their Pedri. Ha ha ha. Florentino wants Pedri, though. That's disrespectful to Belly. Listen. He'll have to be their Pedri. He'll have to be their Pedri, their Frankie de Jong, one of those, but definitely not their, let's say, Dani Olmo or Fermin anymore. He can't be that guy. When you have Nico Paz and Arda Güler, it just can't happen, bro. It just cannot happen. But for Real Madrid, man, I really don't know how they're gonna get out of this, bro. I really don't know how they're gonna get out of this, man. Real Madrid are in a very difficult crisis right now. When you really look at how their expectations going into the season was to be successful. Compared to last season, their expectations going into the season was to now do what they did last season, go trophyless, play poor football, having the same problems as last season, and nothing has changed. The only things that have changed are the managers. That's basically it. Having 2 different managers and since last season, Xabi Alonso and Arbeloa. So, Real Madrid, I don't know what you guys are going to do this summer. I don't know who you're going to sign as a manager because when you really look at it, all the top managers are taken. Maybe a Nagelsmann if he decides to leave Germany this summer after the World Cup. Maybe. Watch Real Madrid sign Olise and still fail. Man, I'm not. If they sign Olise, Bayern would not get rid of Olise. There's no way. Bayern would not get rid of Olise, bro. And if they do, they're going to ask for big money, that's for sure. They're going to ask for very big money. But, yeah, no, they're not getting no Olise. But Real Madrid, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you guys. All I know is when I posted my match reaction to the Madrid game, I saw Madrid fans, obviously some upset, of course. Because look, when I posted my match reaction to us losing, all those comments, there was a lot of them too, there was like over 300 comments, were talking shit about me, bro. And I was like, okay, I have to take it. That's just how it is. It's the name of the game. Take that shit. You have to take it. But then when I make fun of Madrid fans, when they lost, they obviously some take another level and start insulting you. Like, all right, well, I really care about what you guys say. But then the ones that were funny to me were some Madrid fans saying, we have 50 Champions Leagues. You're going trophyless for 12 years in the Champions League. I'm like, bro, like I can be shameless too. I can be shameless. I understand being shameless. But do you not understand that you're going trophyless? That Barcelona are winning 2 trophies on your head top. with the Supercopa de España and the league. That's embarrassing, bro. That's embarrassing because if there's anyone that says that the league doesn't matter, that the league isn't important, I'm sorry, bro. Especially if there's any Madrid fan that would say that, that would tell me one thing. That they're a new gen type of Madrid fan. They're a new gen Madrid fan. That they've started supporting the team like in the last 5 to 10 years, where they've seen Madrid be successful in the Champions League only, for the most part. Yes, they won some league titles, but obviously the main thing, the most popular thing is the Champions League, right? And I'm not taking anything away from that at all. Let's say if Pep leaves, would he manage for them? No, definitely not. Did you see how Elise disrespected Madrid on the interview yesterday? I mean, if you're talking about the one where they say the kings of the competition, he's like the kings. Like, I mean, I don't think that's disrespectful, but I think it's just a matter of like, he's like, wait. I think he got like stumped in that moment saying, Kings? Wait, what was happening here? I'm like, okay. My response is cool, 15 UCLs, but why did those 15 UCLs do for you this season? Exactly. You can't say that shit. Because it means nothing. Does Mbappe have 15 UCLs? No, he does not. You signed Mbappe to bring you success. Has he brought you success? No, he has not. You signed Trent to bring you success. Has he brought you success? No, he has not. All these other players? Yeah, exactly. So, listen, the league title is definitely still a big title. That's why Barcelona winning this league title and looking at now switching over to like, is Barcelona season a failure? When you look at the expectations going into this season, obviously going from last season to where this season is a completely different. It's a completely different thing. We can't compare this season to last season because last season Hansi Flick came in and worked a miracle, right? He worked a miracle. That's why people who are talking shit about Flick and saying he was never good, blah blah blah, things like that. Like I can understand the criticism with the high line. That criticism I can totally understand because it is suicidal at times. It is sometimes it just brings very negative things to the team and to how we play because we leave ourselves so vulnerable. They are la quinceañera. But to say that Flick never did anything for the team or that he was never good, blah blah blah. That's just false. That's just completely false. You know, even some people saying Xavi was better than we should have kept Xavi and things like that. Listen, Xavi definitely did some good things for the team. He won us a league title, which was insane against a Madrid side who just came from winning the Champions League. So no, I will never disrespect Xavi for the work he's done at Barcelona. I wanted him to stay at Barcelona too until that whole thing happened, right? So I would never say a negative word about Xavi. But obviously, when it comes to Xavi, he just lacked the experience to continue to make this team grow, and it's understandable because it was his first ever big team that he's coached. He's never coached in Europe before Barcelona, never at that level before Barcelona, and what he's done for Barcelona, you can never disrespect and never take anything away from that from the work that he's put at Barcelona. But of course, he reached his limit. He reached his limit with the team where. Obviously, the whole debacle went down with him saying that he needed signings, blah blah blah, and the team wasn't, and the board wasn't going to manage to get him those signings, and then in the end he got sacked, right? So I will never say a negative word about Xavi, but to say that Xavi is better than Hansi Flick, man, I don't know, bro. Hansi Flick has been here 2 seasons. Xavi was at Barca for 2 seasons. Hansi Flick won 2 league titles. Xavi won 1. Okay, cool. In his second season, Xavi completely. With that Barcelona side, literally won nothing. We win trophyless. We won absolutely nothing. So, but it's not just a comparison of just the. It's not just a comparison of the trophies won. It's also the football and the individual players. Where in his second season, Xavi, like every player looked so terrible. Lewandowski, Rafinha, we wanted to get rid of them. We were like, oh, they're done. They're done. The main spark for Xavi in his last season was Yamal. Because he introduced us to Yamal. He brought Yamal into the team. That's another great thing Pedri did. Xavi did. Bring all these great players, all these young, great, talented players into the team. He gave them a chance, right? Like Lamine Yamal. That was the main spark with that from his last season. But besides that, a lot of the players looked bad. The team looked awful. The team they were making no progression at all. We were struggling heavy. Yes, we got through to the quarterfinals, and we had that big hope. And I would say we would have definitely beaten that PSG side if we didn't go down to a red card for Morocco. Yes, that was a great moment, but in the end, it didn't happen. Right? It didn't happen. I heard someone make a joke on how we wanted to sell Rafinha for a pack of Skittles. I'm weak. Well, last season La Liga teams never figure out our hard line, but this season is more deadly to us. This will be my strategy for the next season. Build two teams with some youngsters and some bench for La Copa del Rey, secure La Liga and the Supercopa, and we won't get to the semis and the Champions League champions all broken. Fair enough. I can understand where you're coming from there. I get the idea. You know, you always want to have a team with a bunch of depth, like the teams that get in far. Like Arsenal, I wouldn't say their depth is amazing, but they have depth of good players. Even Atletico Madrid have depth of good players. Like they can bring in the likes of Solaf, they can bring in the likes of Baena, Almada. They're not world class players, but they're players that can get the job done, right? Bayern have some depth too. PSG clearly have some depth. You need depth. When we look at our depth, especially up top, it's not much at all. So, but Flick, but again, we can't compare this season to last season just because Flick last season worked his wonders. Got the best out of so many players like Lewandowski, scoring over 40 goals. Like a Lewandowski that went from, we have to get rid of him, he's done, he's finished, to a Lewandowski that scored over 40 goals in one season when Hansi Flick joined. Like, it's completely incredible. My idea is to play some academy kids in preseason and pick the ones that work well. I mean, that's always the case with preseason, right? We always play the kids. We always give them an opportunity in preseason. Some, make it, like Fermin, like Gerard Martin. They've gotten their chance because of preseason, right? Like Xavi gave Fermin Lopez his opportunity during the preseason where he scored that banger against Real Madrid in the Clásico. I think the game was in Vegas, if I'm not mistaken. And from there, Fermin became a player for Barcelona. But yeah, we always give those opportunities to the youngsters during preseason. You have to do it because those are the times to really showcase themselves, right? But looking overall at the season, a Supercopa de España, a league title, quarterfinals of the Champions League, and semifinals of the Copa del Rey. Obviously, not the same level of success as last season, but it's still a pretty good season, right? We won 2 trophies, which is good. I remember we need a striker. Try names like Tony Fernandez. Named Tony Fernandez. Is he really a striker though? So, really looking at it. Sorry. Really looking at it. We can't say the season is a failure. It's definitely upsetting. But the main criticism to take away from this season, yes, there's been a lot of criticism, but we have to look at a lot of the circumstances as well. Lewandowski, Jules Koundé, Alejandro Balde, who else? Ferran even. Well, I'm trying to think who else. Maybe I will say those players having a massive drop in level from what they were last season. Like last season, these are players we trusted so much. This season, they're players that are unrecognizable. We're thinking, who are these guys? Did they get cloned and we got the shit version of them? Because what has happened here? How has their level dropped so drastically after just one season? That's one circumstance right there. Another circumstance that Hansi Flick has to deal with: injuries. Rafinha getting injured so many times throughout the season, especially in the big games. Pedri getting injured. Yamal having to deal with injuries. Joan Garcia, our main goalkeeper. So many injuries throughout the season. Koundé and Balde have been out for the last month since they just came back. They've been out for another month. Well, we need more depth. We need these players to play for us. Another factor right there, injuries. Obviously, factors like in a tactical level with the high line, right? Yes, I understand that. No, that's a criticism we can give Flick. That is 100% a criticism that we can give Flick because that is something that he controls, right? He can control bringing the line back a bit. He can control, setting us up in a manner where we won't get too easily exposed. But like we all know throughout this season, or if you haven't known about this from Flick, you definitely learned that this season is that he is a stubborn manager. He wants to stick to his guns, to the kind of football that he wants to play. And I respect that. Yes, I respect that. But there's also times where you just think, come on, bro. We're shooting ourselves in the foot here consistently, like we've seen in these last Champions League games, right? So Hansi Flick has had to deal with a lot this season. But going from the summer, like really thinking it from the summer. The summer is where all the problems started, and we just knew, man. Juan Hernandez. Oh, the foe was Juan Hernandez. Okay, sorry. We just knew going with the summer that Hansi Flick had. Come on, bro. It was not good enough. Nowhere near good enough. We got Jordan Garcia, which was the best signing that we made this summer. We had Rooney. Yes, looks like he's a good talented player. Yes. Read a book saying that Barcelona is the kid that needs to study the whole subject to be successful, unlike the kid which studies the night before barely and succeeds. Mm-hmm. Man, that one hit. That one hit. Because it sucks, right? It sucks. Because Barcelona are also a team that have set themselves in a manner to always win games, be playing beautiful football. And that's probably something that has definitely messed us up too, where we've seen an era of this Barcelona side where they played such incredible, amazing football, where you want them to do that consistently, right? What is something that Hansi Flick, Johan Cruyff, Laporta always say? We want to win playing beautiful football. We want to win the Barcelona way, which is understandable, and it is a beautiful thing because we've seen this Barcelona side play beautiful football, especially in the past. But now we're getting to a point where how much of that does it really matter when we want to get over the line for these big trophies? It's like the Champions League. That's the main number one thing we want to get over the line. How much more of this beautiful football do we have to deal with if it consistently brings us back and doesn't let us win these trophies? Meaning every time we won the Champions, we did everything well from defense into attacking. Hence, why we can't win it because our last four is not working. My ideas for Flick is if we're tying or winning in a big game, drop the high line. Yeah, he definitely has to. I mean, we learned it. We learned it against Inter last season, right? You gotta adapt. You gotta adapt. That's why Real Madrid have been successful because they know how to adapt. Was Zidane the best tactical manager? No, hell no. Was Ancelotti the best tactical manager? No. Are they both on a Pep Guardiola level? No, nowhere near. But they're smart, intelligent man managers who know how to set their team up, play the best players in the position, and if everything's going to shit, guys, fix something right here. We'll fix it right here. Everyone drop back. Everyone drop deep. Play to their strengths. Play to their strengths. So that's why Real Madrid have been successful because they know when to adapt at the right moments. Like when Madrid went away to City 2 seasons ago, or should I say 3? No, it was when they won the Champions League in the 23-24 season. They went to City at the Etihad. They were tied until the 90th minute. They went all the way to extra time and then to a penalty shootout. What did Ancelotti do there? Did he say, "All right, guys, go and attack and go play good football"? No, they parked the bus. They parked the bus completely, bro. Doesn't Bayern play like us? Play like us though? Yeah, they do play similar to us. They play very high. Upamecano will be pressing up high as well. But the difference is, I think the clear difference between us and them is the physicality level because, like I mentioned earlier, there was that one play where Real Madrid made a counterattack and he recovered so quickly, so fast. It's night and day compared to us where we recover so slow. We recover so slow, bro. And I don't know if it's a matter because Hansi Flick doesn't train any physical aspect with the team at all. I just cannot believe that to be true. Or it's because we still have young players who are growing into the body and everything, which it's understandable. But man, when you see the way that Bayern recovered compared to us, it's crazy. I mean, in the Inter game, we kept attacking even though we were winning. We played like we were needing a remontada. Exactly, bro. Exactly. There was no need. And of course, that's also a matter of experience because I'm sure Yamal looked back at that shot that he took that he hit the post. At that moment, when you're looking at it, imagine he would have scored his shit. That would have been incredible, right? I would like to see Kubarsi as CDM at least once. Yeah, I don't think he'll. I don't think he'll ever play there. Really, I don't think he'll ever play there. I think the only way he would ever play there is like if we have a massive injury crisis where we have absolutely no one to play in the midfield. But I don't think Hansi Flick would ever try that ever. But exactly, like Yamal's gonna look back at that game and be like, "All right, I was stupid to do that." And it's called experience, right? You need experience. You need experience. That's another thing, with this team, we have a very young squad. Like Paul said earlier, we have a young squad. We have players who are still developing, who are still learning, right? And these moments will help them learn, right? We can look at one positive to take away from this Atletico Madrid tie, even into last season, is that these players will learn. These players will learn as much as I hope the manager will learn as well to not make the same mistakes. Koundé back at center back or no? I mean, I would like to see him back at center back at some point, but man, we have Araujo, Cubarsí, Gerard Martin now. Like Hansi Flick, like I I don't remember last time he's ever played Koundé as a center back, bro. It's been that long. I know he has at one point. He's definitely played there before under Hansi Flick, but very long time. It's been a very long time, and I'm fairly certain it was not for a big game whatsoever, or in a very important game whatsoever. I think it was probably like a league, like a Copa del Rey match or something like that. But yeah, I don't think we'll ever see Koundé back at a center back position. Not even for France. He can't even do it for France either. So that's what sucks for Koundé. That's why I'm not too harsh on Koundé, because I respect everything he's done since joining Barcelona, where we originally signed him to be this great center back for us, and he's had to basically turn as a whole right back for us, which is obviously a different position, different expectations, different things you have to do, both going forward and attacking compared to a center back, where you have less responsibilities. Considering as a right back, they expect you to go forward a lot more too, right? So I will always respect Koundé for what he's done in his time at Barcelona, but obviously, if you're not good enough, if you can't do the job anymore, and we get a good price tag for him, I'm not going to be upset about selling him. Sell Koundé too slow for center back or right back. You expect Araujo to learn, but I guess not. Listen, I already said it since the whole thing went down with Araujo. I've said it. Listen, Araujo, he had to prove me wrong. He has to prove us wrong and show that we can trust him. Has he shown that since coming back? Not really. Is it always fault? Not really either, because Hansi Flick hasn't really trusted him either. Hansi Flick has lost trust in the guy. At the beginning of the season, he had all the trust from the guy. He had all the trust from Hansi Flick. And then the whole shit went down after the Chelsea game, and he lost complete trust in Araujo. So what trust do we have now? What did we get from Araujo now? What did we learn from Araujo now to really trust the guy? Basically nothing, right? Basically nothing. What do you think of 1-4-4-2 with Rafinha and Yamal as the top? Ooh, that could be very interesting. But who would play wide though? Who would play in the wide areas? Who would play in the wide areas? Like a little Gavi or a little Fermin or something? Little Rafinha, Yamal up top. Midfield in the middle, Pedri and Frankie, or Pedri and Bernal, or Frankie Bernal. Pedri could play, I guess, in the wider areas. Not really, though. I'd rather see him play through the middle. Pedri, Frankie, middle. The wider areas, the wider midfielders, a little Fermin, I guess. A little Gavi, a Fermin, something like that. I guess what your idea is going with. But man, bro, but going over to the topic of failure of a season, I wouldn't say it's a failure of a season. Hansi Flick has done wonders with this team, but it's been very evident that, and Yamal has shown it even more. Four midfielders. Ooh, Frankie, Pedri. I'm guessing you would put Bernal in there, and a Gavi or Fermin or Dani Olmo. Yeah, Fermin. Did you see any of our players that could potentially play striker? Do you see any of our players that could potentially play striker? Not really, bro. Not really. Ferran has only been the only one who's really shown any type of links to play as a striker, really. Like, that's it. It's only been Ferran or Lewandowski. That's it. I don't see Olmo. I don't see Fermin. I mean, Fermin, there was a point where I thought Fermin, because he likes to... He makes some good movements and thinks he has some good link-up play, and he obviously has great finishing in him as well. But he's much better as a 10, as a midfielder. But I really don't see anyone. I really don't see anyone from our current team that could really for one, take that wait, what? Hold on. To really take that spot as a manager. I mean, as a striker. So that means we need the striker. Which at this point, I don't know who we're gonna sign, man. I genuinely don't know who we're gonna sign because the financials is yet again showing that it's not enough. It's not enough to buy any big players this summer, man. Like the only one we can really truly and ever like get. Like I said when I first I made a video talking about the transfers for Barcelona this potentially this summer, the transfer rumors during the international break with Julian and Bastoni. Julian I didn't see realistically happening unless Julian forces it himself, and Bastoni I see that happening potentially. We're gonna spend good money on him, but then after that, what happens? What happens after that? What happens when we sign Bastoni? What money will we have left to sign other big players to reinforce this team that Hansi Flick clearly needs to reinforce, right? So it's a matter of I don't know what the board are going to do. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they have to find a way this summer. They have to find a way because clearly looking at this season compared to last season, I'm sure the board is smart enough. I'm sure Laporta is smart enough to understand that Hansi Flick, he worked magic in his first season. He worked wonders with this team in his first season. Got the best out of a lot of these players. Got this team playing thrilling, exciting football that made them one of the best teams in the world. But now going into this season, we've seen many problems in both defense and attack. Because midfield, for the most part, that we've been good on. But even in the midfield, we lack sometimes this season. PSG, Bayern, Arsenal all play with the false nine. You have to because soccer is so tactical. The false nine drops to give the team some oxygen, like Ferran was doing. But the thing with Ferran, he's just very inconsistent, right? Like Ferran against Atletico actually surprised me, not only because of the 2 goals he scored, but also because of his link-up play. That's what really surprised me. The link-up play. I thought he did excellent in his link-up play, where usually he would completely shit himself, but this time he actually did well. I was genuinely surprised about that. But I don't know why I said 2 goals. He scored 1 goal. But yeah, Arsenal. I mean, Gyökeres he hasn't really been firing either, or Havertz or anything. Obviously Dembele but Dembele is just like he's just so good, bro. He's just such an intelligent player, right? Fernandes nowhere near the level of Dembele. Dembele can play with both feet. He's a very intelligent player. He's very skillful. He can do it all. Madrid with Mbappe, not really, I can't lie. Bayern with Kane, yeah, Kane can play that false 9 role, but he's obviously also an all-in-all striker when he needs to be too. We all want to get Gerassi, but he's quiet now. Yeah, Gerassi links are completely dead. They're completely dead. But again, like I was saying, I hope Laporta has clearly understood that this team needs a revamp. We need to make some big signings, especially if you want to keep Hansi Flick. Because Hansi Flick can easily just say, all right, you guys are not backing me. You guys are not helping me. You guys are not supporting me. I'm out of here. Hansi Flick has no obligation to stay. When you look at his career so far with Barcelona, he's done his thing. He's done as much as he could. Now we have to move on and find something different. Because clearly, like the same thing with Xavi, he needs backings. And if the board is not going to offer the backings, then what's the point? We're going to get the same shit yet again next season. It's going to be the exact same thing if we don't make any type of backings. We said the exact same thing last summer, but the thing with last summer is that we saw how great Hansi Flick did with this team. He deserved the signings. He deserved to get those signings. But now he clearly needs those signings. He needs those signings if you want to see success with this Barcelona squad. We've seen it throughout the season how many problems this team has both defensively and going forward. We need to make some big signings, or Hansi Flick's walking. And then who's Laporta gonna find? Who's Laporta gonna get now from there? Who's Laporta gonna get from there? I really don't see who he can really get. Pep's never coming back to Barcelona. Let's be honest about that. Maybe convince Luis, maybe, but that's going to be very difficult, especially if he goes back to back with PSG. He's going to be like, let me go for a 3P now. Let me do what Real Madrid did. Let me go for a 3P. He'll rather stay with PSG squad where he can get reinforcements if he needs it. So, man, it's a matter of, bro, like, come on, bro. Hansi Flick deserves it and needs the reinforcements. This shit better happen this summer. Last season, I think, helped was Inigo. Inigo probably made made the haaland. Yeah, Inigo obviously another factor too. Like that's another factor that I didn't mention. Like he lost Inigo Martinez too. He lost the likes of Inigo Martinez, which was a big one too. Barca type shit. Um, so what the fuck? That's why on a 4-4-2 you have two strikers, Rafa and Yamal. We are so good. We are good there. Then we can buy defenders. Yamal can drop to help distribute. I see where you're coming from, but Hansi Flick, I doubt will ever do it. Chill club will come. Love seeing you cry when Barca lost. Thank you for that. Chill club will come. Yeah, Klopp is someone like I would really want at Barcelona, but even Klopp is. I mean, Klopp is a good manager as well. He can get the best of the players. You know, when he joined Liverpool, all the signings that he made with the likes of Mane, Salah, you know, these weren't players that everyone thought like, oh look, they're he's gonna cook now. They're not like signing like when Madrid signed Mbappe. It's not the same level, right? So yes, Klopp can get the best out of his players, but even Klopp will need some big signings too. Like when Van Dijk went. Can he even celebrate Barca Champions League with a beer 10+ years? Feel that. If Flick leaves, I don't see why we don't try to get Cesc Fabregas. I mean, Fabregas has the potential, right? Fabregas is the potential, right? But then it's a situation when you're thinking of as is Cesc the Cesc Fabregas, because like yes, he's doing good things at Como. He's potentially going to get them Champions League football. That'd be amazing. That'd be amazing for Como, and that'd be amazing for the expectations for a team like Como. But going to Como to Barcelona is a completely different level. Going from the Serie A to the Liga is completely different level. Going from non-European football to European football at the biggest stage is a completely different level. Does Fabregas have that level? I don't know if he does. I think Fabregas has to take a next step of going to like a team that at least plays some type of European football, like Xabi Alonso did with Leverkusen, right? Have that experience, because Xabi Alonso stayed an extra season with Leverkusen, because I think that like I said before he joined Madrid, I thought that was his audition to join Madrid. Where Madrid were really looking at it, all right, how is he gonna do in the Champions League? I'm pretty sure he finished what? He finished top 8, right? Xabi Alonso finished top 8 in the Champions League, in his first season, right? When we got we had the gold league phase. So I think that was his audition, right? And I think Xabi Alonso, Cesc Fabregas needs something similar too, for Laporta to really be like, all right, let me go here. Unless Laporta thinks in his head, like, look, Fabregas can be like a Pep. Pep had never had any type of experience in European football before Barcelona. Obviously, coaching Barcelona B and everything, have experience with the youth team, but obviously not go at the level of the first team and anywhere near that, right? I mean, he knows about Barca. He played at Barca. That's true. He knows Barca for sure. He knows Barca and the style and his football. It will be great for us for sure. I think he could probably doing decently well for the team, but it's also a risk. You know, that is a risk. That is a high risk that the board would make. Because realistically, looking at teams that Fabregas can go, considering the teams that he's played for, like Chelsea, like Arsenal, like Barca, those are the main teams. Arsenal have Arteta, maybe Fabregas to Chelsea, because Chelsea switch managers every other month, or every other couple months, so maybe there. But I still would like to see him coach a team that can play at a European level, like what's it called, like Leverkusen, something like that, at a smaller level, and then get that experience, and then come to a bigger team, come to a bigger level, where he won't face the same problems at Barcelona like Xabi did with Madrid, where obviously the ego problem was the main one. Everyone understands that the ego problem was the main one, right? So Fabregas has the potential. He definitely has the potential. He looks good. He looks like a good manager, but it's a risk right there. That's a risk. I know in football you have to take risks sometimes. You know, risk can pay off at times too. You know, you never know. But man, going from Klopp to Fabregas, you know, that's a huge leap in experience, and huge leap in obviously what one has shown already at the highest level compared to the other one. So listen, we'll see what Fabregas is how Fabregas will do in a while in his next coming years. Sadly, we never seen Luis Enrique will return. Yeah, I don't see Enrique returning. I don't know. This guy is, he's a bit chaotic. I doubt after he'll stay long at PSG forever. I don't think he'll stay at PSG forever. And if there's a team he probably want to return to, and looking at the young prospects and the players that Barca have, he might be convinced one day, but of course he'll never come back unless he'll get some signings too. He'll need some signings too. So I think if we finally get our financials right, maybe we can get a Luis Enrique to come back to Barcelona. But right now, definitely not. Next coming years, like next couple of years, I don't see that happening ever. Nowhere near. So Hansi Flick is who we got to deal with, bro. But if you want to keep Hansi Flick, Barca, if we want to keep Hansi Flick, then you better back the guy. You better back him, because if not, listen, I wouldn't blame Hansi Flick. I'll be heartbroken if Hansi Flick leaves, because at that point I don't know who we can bring in. We'd be in the same situation as Madrid. Who's going to take over this team? I mean, he gets a chance to coach Yamal. Yeah, that's the thing. Like Luis Enrique, I know he loves Yamal. He loves Yamal. He loves Pedri. He loved Gavi at one point. He loves the team. He loves the Spanish players that we have. We have some very talented players as well. So I'm sure when he looks at the prospects of the team and the potential of the team, he want to take that. But he's also going to want to make some signings. Like he had the luxury with PSG to bring in Kavica Kvaratskhelia halfway through the season, where in the beginning of the season they were all over the place. In the second half of the season, he made that huge signing and they completely transformed that team. Let's go Xavi Alonso. We will treat him good. Yeah, bro, he's a Madridista all in out, bro. He's a Madridista all in out. I doubt he'll ever come to Barcelona, man. But overall, I'm probably gonna drop a video tomorrow speaking about this too. Speaking about this, if this is a season of failure and blah blah blah. I don't think this is a failure from Barcelona. It's definitely disappointing, but when you consider all the things that have happened throughout the season, we can't say it's a failure. Listen, a league title is still great. Like a league title is great. Like I said earlier, for us Barca fans, we've won so many league titles for all these years. Since the day I started watching Barcelona, I can remember how many league titles we've won. There was even a point where I underappreciated the league titles, because I was like, so we're winning it every year, so it's not that hard, right? It's not that difficult. But then when you really look at it, it is very difficult. It is very difficult. These seasons have shown us how difficult it is to win these league titles. You can never underestimate these league titles because they are difficult. All these other teams, all these other Spanish teams, their main objective when playing the big teams like Madrid and Barca is to beat them. Not to just lose to them or just to let them win because they're the big teams. No, they'll give us a difficult time. They'll park the bus if they have to. We've seen it multiple times. Also, a big factor I learned this season is we rely on Pedri, Yamal, and Rafinha. Yeah, definitely. That's definitely very evident that we rely heavily on those guys. When we don't have those guys, we see how completely different this team is. Especially Rafinha, for sure. Rafinha has shown, because Yamal has been available for the most part this season, but Pedri and Rafinha have been the ones that have been getting injured. That's why Yamal gets a lot of the stick, because he plays most of the games, and we don't win because the team around him isn't good enough. Then he gets most of the stick. Grimaldo will be a good addition to us. He's fast and defends better than Cancelo. Yeah, I've seen some links to Grimaldo. It's going to be up to the board now to see if you rather go for him or just continue, keep it on with Cancelo, because I'm sure Al Hilal will want to get rid of Cancelo, so they probably will drop the price tag a bit for us to go all out for Joao Cancelo. But we'll see when the time comes. But listen, man, a lot of big transfer things to happen this summer, man. Barcelona got to get things right, man. They can't afford to make mistakes yet again. We have to get things right and get Hansi Flick the support he needs. But listen, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games left in the league. Out of all these games, Celta Vigo, I think we're gonna beat them. Getafe is gonna be very tough. I think it's gonna be the biggest, such a tough game, because we have not won there since I think 2021. It was at their ground, so that's gonna be a tough game. We might drop points there. I'm not 100% convinced that we'll win that. Also, Suna, going away to them, another difficult ground to go away. We're going to have to be in our A game, that game for sure. The Clásico, we got to win that, bro. For the most part, these are difficult games for sure, but Barcelona should get the job done with these, man. Yeah, we can have Yamal to try remontada for every time, like Inter he tried, and Atletico he tried, relying on him, exactly. Sal Balde, I'm sorry. Dang, bro. Listen, Balde, oh, man. Since he's returned, this season, he's not been great. I understand that, but I still see it in him, bro, that we can get something good out of him. But I, I can understand where his stocks are very low right now, considering this season he's been bad, and yeah, since he's returned, he's not been looking great either. So I can understand. I can understand where that's coming from. But listen, boys, we got difficult season to go. I think we could do it. I think we could do it. But guys, I'm gonna end the stream there. It's getting pretty late right now. I'm trying to sleep, bro. I'm really tired. I will be going live tomorrow as well to talk more footy with you guys. I really appreciate you guys for joining me today. Much love to you all. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm dropping a video tomorrow as well. Rafinha will be back for a Clásico. I think he will. Check who Real Madrid last few games are. Let me check that real quick before I end it then. Let me check the last few games before I end it. Let's see. Why am I all the way over here? What the fuck? Deportivo Alavés, Real Betis, Español, Barça, Real Oviedo, Sevilla, Athletic Club. I mean, they have some pretty tough games too. So, I don't think they'll win every single game. Hell no, definitely not. Definitely not. Bale will be another Camavinga. Trust me. Whew, man, I don't know, but he's still young. He's still 22 years old. Well, hopefully, everything goes well with Bale, but we'll see. But again, guys, thank you guys for the support. Thank you guys for all the love. Really appreciate you guys for joining me, chatting with me. And again, I will be live tomorrow. I'm sorry that I'm not very consistent at a certain time being going live. I just go live randomly, but I'll try to find a fixed schedule where that wouldn't want to go live. It'd probably be later at night. But yeah, guys, appreciate you guys.